Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos, Curse of Strahd. Joining me always is Zoe playing Sevia, Emily playing Beatrice, Laura playing Conrad, Mitch playing Kazir, and Johanna playing Fall. Let's jump into it. Where we last left the party in Dark Barovia, the party had reached the village of Barovia and met a variety of people in the Blood on the Vine Tavern. These people included one... What name did you get?
Hollow?
Included the Hollow bartender, Arik. I should be better prepared than this. I should know.
Effie, Cersei, and Maeve.
Yeah. A trio of Mjolnir and... Oh, no, you didn't have a name for this guy. That's why.
No.
And a man in his mid to late 20s who had just approached the table with, I believe it was Beatrice, Conrad, and Fall?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Saying that he needed your help. And that was where we left last session. So, we might start to drag on the cliffhanger with Sevia and Kazir, who I believe are still outside.
No,
just come back in.
No, we came back in and we had a talk with the three ladies, and we had just found out how to get to the camp where Mother Eve is, if we want to find out about the future.
Yes.
They also told us there were two ways that we could leave this plane as well. Either by getting some help from the Mointer or alleviating the pressure of the curse.
Yes. And I believe they did also say that gaining the help of the Mointer, even if they were willing to help, there would be some difficulty involved in that method.
Yep.
So, did you have any follow-up questions for them, or would you like to go elsewhere in the bar? Or elsewhere in general?
To the material plane?
That would be
elsewhere
nice.
That is possible.
Fair. Kazir's good.
I think Sevia is going to be like, well, thank you very much, ladies, for your assistance. Is there any time limit on us being able to go meet Mother Eve? Do we have to book an appointment, or?
Oh, she'll know when to expect you.
Right, so we could do it anywhere between now and tomorrow and 2 weeks from now, and she'll know.
Of course.
Of course.
She can see the future after all.
You got me there. You've got me there. Feel free to drink the rest of this wine, and any of the other ones on the table. We've already paid for them. I think Kazir and I might go run some other errands.
I'll see you later.
It's nice meeting you.
All right.
Lovely to meet you. And Stevie is gonna do she's not sure how to exit the situation, so she's gonna do a little curtsy and once she stands up, and then she's gonna wait for Kazir to pick a direction to walk in.
Oh.
So, if anyone
It's
needs,
because you're waiting for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was waiting for you to pick the direction. But I guess
Okay.
after like a little bit of like a two-step, we'll just be like, and then just go back to the party.
Yeah, I think
All right.
that's the thing.
Like three
So,
tables over.
yeah, when you go back to the party, you see the in conversation with the figure. So we'll jump back a few moments, and you should be able to see on, if you're in Fantasy Grounds, you should be able to see the portrait of the man who approached you. He is, for podcast listeners, kind of nice features, kind of broad face, long almost shoulder length blonde hair, and has a sort of. The portrait shows him with a stoic smile, kind of thing. Not quite a smile, but yeah. He's definitely not as dour as you would expect for someone in a place like this. I was always told when in need of aid to seek out the ravens. And he looks at you, Beatrice. I am in great need of aid.
What sort of aid?
My father is dead, and my sister is hunted by the devil.
And what sort of help do you expect me to do?
I need some help to get her to safety. I've heard that there is a church in Valaki that she should be safe there. The abbey there. It is of importance. I do not know why Strahd is so focused upon her, but she is under great peril.
I'm sorry, but we're not actually locals here. You haven't. I believe Beatrice is new here. What do you mean by when you say you just assume because she's a raven she can help you?
It is a saying within certain circles here in Borovia that if you are in dire need of help, then the ravens will always help those who are good of heart.
Fool turns to Beatrice and is just like, "Is this true? Are you fine with this?"
Beatrice chuckles a little. It's like, well, I'm not a raven, so.
Oh, I am sorry. I have never seen someone of your kind before. We don't have many folk other than simple humans here in Borovia. There are some elves, and there are some who are servants of the devil, but most folk around here are human.
You mentioned the Strahd. Who is Strahd?
He's a devil. He rules over these lands. And he's undying, so they say.
Right. Beatrice turns to Conrad and Fawn. Says, well, what do you make of this?
Makes this whole world we've ended up in a little more intimidating. Also, he lowers his tone. He's like, "Do you think he said servants of the devil? Is this guy racist to tieflings?"
Do you say that out loud?
Under my breath, he might be able to hear. Yeah, I'm whispering.
I will roll a check to see if he notices that.
This is the wrong party for that.
Yeah, I was about to say, watches right this second is when Kazir and Sevia rock up, and Kazir's full bright red short horns.
Roll me a stealth check, I guess, Fall, to speak under your breath.
All right. That is a 14.
14. Okay, he doesn't seem to pick up on it.
Well, Conrad has been kind of just watching suspiciously as this guy's approached and started talking to Beatrice, and then Fall as well is interesting. So you say, sir, this Strahd cannot die, is that correct?
So they say, yes.
And pursuing your sister was of some regard of that persuasion, I suppose. Or she's in danger in some way.
In some way, yes.
Interesting. My name is Conrad. Our last name isn't important right now. What is your name? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Ismark Koryanovic, son of the Burgomaster.
Oh, fantastic. So you have a little bit of pedigree, I suppose. Excellent. Wonderful to meet a fellow of a similar regard. He holds his hand out.
He returns the gesture.
We shake hands. Fantastic. Interesting. Well, I'm sure we could consider assisting. What is your offer? He kind of like moves sort of in front of Beatrice, even oh, well, I'm talking to him now, so you know. I'm a big important person. Yes.
I'm sure that I can help for you to be compensated for your efforts. I would have to see. My father is only recently passed, so I do not know the extent of the estate and the debts and all of that as of yet. But
that's all right. I'm sure something can be worked out. It doesn't have to be monetary. Interesting. My condolences as well, of course, for your father.
Thank you.
I'm assuming around this point would be when Sevia and Kazir.
Yeah. So at this point, Sevia and Kazir, you see Conrad conversing with this man.
That seems weird.
Yeah.
Should we step in?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think she's going to look at you for a second, see if you're going to step in. And if you don't, she's going to march her little body forward.
Kazir's going to sort of look with a slightly cocked head at Sevia to just see what happens.
Okay, well, she's going to march her little body forward, and she has no idea what the emotional energy at this table is right now. So she's just going to be like, hello, who are you? Why are you talking to my friends?
I am Ismark Koryanovic, the son of the recently deceased burgomaster, and I was just... I take it from seeing you before enter the tavern that you are friends with these three?
Yes, both of us are, and she's going to point at Kazir.
I am just attempting to enlist the aid of your friends in protecting my sister, getting her to somewhere safe.
I think it's a very noble cause. It's very big of you to approach us to attempt to enlist in some kind of in assistance. Yes, I think it's worth entertaining, of course. Wouldn't you agree, Beatrice Fall? I was like, why?
We're both like,
Well, I believe so. Anyway,
Yes. No. Of course. I mean, considering what we've seen of this place so far, if someone's actively in danger, it must be something quite bad.
Yes, and it is even worse than you would think. My sister is targeted by the devil himself.
The from down devil? From
Not
town?
from the castle. The devil from the castle.
Oh, the Strahd. Okay. Oh, of course. Sorry, we're not from here.
Clearly.
don't mind her. She gets a little bit nervous sometimes. Now, we simply must... I'm sure you can understand we do need to know the full details before we can undertake any kind of assistance
Well,
for yourself. Good self, of course.
I require assistance to take my sister to the Abbey of Saint Macovia in Valaki, so that she might be protected there, better protected from the efforts of Strahd.
Can I get, as a player, can I get that church name again, please?
The Abbey of Saint Macovia.
And what's the town? Valaki?
Valaki.
Valaki.
Veliki.
Valaki. Vallaki.
Got it.
Oh, I did not spell that correctly.
Oh, I spelled mine with a B.
Well,
Don't worry about
as
it.
our traveling compatriots have so pointed out, we are actually not from here, so that's a little bit of a problem in the location sort of things, not to mention the Strahd sort of thing that you're mentioning as well. So
I could
just pointing that out.
I could go with you if you need aid in trying to find the Abbey.
Well, that solves that problem, I suppose.
Oh, sorry, it's not the Abbey of Saint Macovia. That is an alternate. That it is St Andrew's Church.
St Andrews, okay.
Andrel. Andral.
Is it still the Abbey of St. Andrew? Or?
No, it's simply St Andrew's Church.
In
Okay.
Valakai.
Yeah, Valaki, yes.
Veliki.
Valaki.
Veliki.
I must say, I am still rather curious as to why you would ask such strangers. How do you know of our competency? And,
I will confess I do not, but there are not many who would brave assisting my sister and myself.
so I assume there are no war efforts against the Strahd? No resistance?
There was a resistance a year ago. A mage from another land led a resistance force, but unfortunately they were all slaughtered.
Okay, so just like I'm just throwing out ideas that are popping into my head right now. But if we were to assist your sister to get your safety of some regard, would that also make us, therefore, enemies of this undead devil Strahd person, yes? Who has murdered an entire squadron of mages or whatever? Just asking, just flew into my head just now. But seriously.
It may, but unless you were going to aid him, you would have fallen on his bad side at some point or another, I am sure.
I know the types. Excellent. Well, that's
And as long... Those who were slaughtered, they were a resistance. They went to Strahd themselves. They presented themselves. They stormed on Castle Ravenloft.
a rookie mistake, clearly.
Instead, we are seeking out Vallaki, which is further out of view of the castle and hopefully a point of protection.
Okay. Interesting.
May I ask you? You said your condolences, but you said your father was recently deceased and your sister is in trouble. Are there any other family members who can assist?
Unfortunately, no. Many of them
What?
are either long dead themselves or too far away to contact.
If it's not probing too much, why is your sister running? Or alternate question, what was protecting her previously?
Nothing, and that is why I am so concerned. She is hounded by Strahd's forces each night. We are able to keep her most nights safe, but she's already been... Strahd has already reached her twice. He has been chased off temporarily, or we have managed to escape from him, but he seems obsessed with her.
Are we okay?
Is that... Was there any hint of not being entirely truthful with the sister being, like, doing nothing?
Yes, I'd like to see some insight, please. I'd like to roll an insight.
Yeah, roll
Yes.
insight.
Sevia would also like to roll an insight on that one.
Oh, that will be nothing because I rolled an 11.
Rolled a 5.
Ooh. I rolled a 16 plus 3 is 19.
I rolled an 18 plus 6.
Ooh.
I
what
rolled a
Kezia does.
16 plus 4, so 20.
So, and what was yours again? 4?
5.
5. Yeah. So,
104, don't know.
Just
He seems
four,
fine.
you have no idea. Conrad, there's not any real signs of deception or dishonesty that you can make out.
Probably largely because he's suspicious anyway of most people.
Yeah.
So
Kazir, Sevia, and Beatrice, you see that there is genuine concern for his sister, in the way that he talks.
But does he believe that she did nothing to...
There is no
Imposter.
there is no signs of deception.
Okay. I do just want to put out as a player, I'm not saying she asked for it in any way. This is just... just did she put a pentagram on the floor and ask the devil to come into her house? Like, that's where that is.
yes.
Well, I saw what path we could have been going down. I was like, nah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So there is no. It's a sort of a general obsession. Does sort of incur these attentions from this Strahd person.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not about to question him when I'm trying to protect my sister.
That's understandable. It's always sort of good to ascertain the reasonings for a hit, but this just seems more sort of like bothering, which is in itself comparative, of course. But yes, okay, interesting. And he sort of has this little like leather looking journal, like booklet or something. He's like taking notes down now.
You said he mostly attempts to attack her at night. Have there been any attacks during the day? And follow-up question, how many days travel is this place you want us to take her to?
It is not too far away. It is how far away is Valaki? I think it's within
Ponders.
It is within about a it's one of the longer trips, but it is within it's within the realms of possibility to get there in a day.
Like a full day, not a half day.
I would have to double check, but
As in, like, we couldn't go now.
you could, but you'd be pushing it.
Yeah. Okay. And we have shopping to do.
It is technically possible. Like, that's the thing. Barovia is not a big place. It is technically possible, going at the right pace, to go from any point to any point in Barovia in a day. It's just a matter of, do you want to rush and draw attention to yourselves, or do you want to be careful and
Sneaky.
cautious?
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
And what time of day do you go? And
Well, don't forget the first half of the question. Has Strahd only attacked her at night?
yes, he only strikes at night.
Okay.
Interesting.
Y'all know if, Ismark. Hi, I'm Kazir. Do you know if anyone else has been confronted in this way by Strahd, or is it just your sister?
I cannot say for certain, but I have not heard of anyone being targeted by the devil in such a way.
Singularly unlucky.
Mm.
Actually, I do have another question, Ismark.
Yes.
Do your lodgings have a bath?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. Good. Well, he writes a little note down in his book. Good. Well, this does sound rather dangerous as of an endeavor entirely, although I suppose you must be desperate. Oh, and then he turns to Severin, because he's like, and sort of like with a hand like in the stage kind of whisper, he's like, he approached us because he believes that ravens, will always assist. Or was that what you were saying, Ismark?
Yes. If you're in need of aid, the ravens will always help those who are good at heart.
Stevia is going to lean over to Beatrice and be like, "But you aren't a raven."
Yes, we established this already.
Oh, sorry. And then she's gonna stand back.
Where'd you get that saying from?
It is something my father used to say.
Oh.
Again, our condolences for the Burgermeister. I think it's worth discussing. Perhaps if. Oh no, go ahead, Fall. Don't let me hold you back.
Yes, I was wondering, Ismark. So is Valaki a place of freedom and safety?
As far as I'm aware, it is about as close as you can get in Barovia. It is nestled deep within the valley, and should hopefully be out of view from the castle.
Well, that's a good draw. I'm more positive about this now.
When y'all say out of view of the castle, is that like out of physical view, or?
I hope so.
But what about magical view, or is that less of an issue?
That is why I wish to go to the church there. If anything is going to be able to stop the devil, it is the power of a good man, or someone of the Morning Lord.
The Morning Lord.
Unfortunately, our local church is no longer an option.
Okay.
Oh.
There are rumors I have heard of
Compromised, of course.
something like
Interesting.
that.
Strahd does seem to have a significant influence over this area. Quite interesting. So it's quite unfortunate, I suppose, that has attracted the interest in regard to your sister, I suppose, as well.
Well, I do not know. I do not know the extent of it.
Is your manor very far from here?
No, it is here in town.
Interesting. Well, I think it's worth investigating. What do you, my compatriots, think?
If it's not too rude, I think we should maybe discuss. We want to help you. We might discuss how many of us help you in private, if that is okay with you. Yes.
Yes. The mansion is to the south, further south building in the village. I will meet you there when you are prepared to discuss things further.
Sounds like a plan.
Of course, I'm certain we shall be speaking again soon.
Yes,
Yes.
until then,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Would you like some wine for the road? She holds out one of the pitchers.
I am fine, thank you. And
There's only one gold. It can't be that good. Wine, anyway. This is a
and he
burgomaster.
departs.
It's always nice to offer, Conrad.
Yes, the wine that I paid for. Yes, I can understand hospitality. Certainly.
It's actually pretty good, to be honest, and I'm like halfway through a glass.
Oh, good. Well, it's I'm glad you're enjoying it.
So, anyway, and she's going to like sit down at the table. I'm assuming she might have to drag a chair over or something. Because she's leaving his seat for Kazir, because I feel like he was closer to it probably. And she's going to be like, what just happened? Would anyone like to I understand what was happening at the end there, but what was that talk about? Beatrice is not a raven. Why is he assuming we can take people somewhere? We can barely take ourselves place to place. No! She's... it begins with a K, doesn't it, Beatrice?
I'm a kinku.
Kenku!
Okay. Yes. Raven woman. Yes. Kenku. Okay.
They're quite... I've read about them. They're not common, but they're not ravens. Azir and I leave you all alone for 2 minutes, and you end up with some weird man convincing you that Beatrice is a raven and that we have to help him save his sister, which I think we should do, definitely. Let's open up that discussion. But how does this happen? And then she's going to just breathe for a minute.
Conrad grabs one of the pitchers and just starts drinking from it.
Well, people will use any excuse to get people to go on an adventure or take a test for them. I suppose he just desperately wanted us to do this.
Yes, or it could just be a trap to lure us in on our own regard, and perhaps it happens to every newcomer. But I still think it's worth investigating. And plus, he says they have a bath there, actual running water, unlike this backwater tavern. So I think it would be fantastic. And of course, as you say, Sevia, it would be very charitable to help that poor woman beset by that very powerful creep from the sounds of it. So I think it's worth investigating at the very least.
I think it is too. I'm just very confused as to how we got here. Been confused about how we got here since we got here.
That is understandable. I'm sure most of us are of the same... Well, I assume most of us have not been here before. That's what you say, after all.
Well,
Actually, that's a really good point. Quick show of hands. Has anyone been here before? Okay, good.
Well, okay, so we have established that 2 of us are on the side of helping this man and his poor sister. What's the rest of the group consensus?
I think it's useful to know of a safe place to go. And of course, it's terrible what's happening with her. I just don't think I'm at all capable of helping. And surely it's our priority to get out of this place.
I think we need to know a bit more about this Strahd.
Maybe this is how we do it.
It's a fair point.
If she's getting hunted by him, clearly she knows something. Even if it's just how he hunts, it's worth knowing if we're going to be the ones setting up camp trying to get out of here.
Does sound like he has a fair bit of influence around here, so it would be good to find out more information, and who better to ask than the poor woman that's being beset by him, apparently. And, well...
Well, the 3 women over there that Kazir and I were talking to, they were saying
Oh,
that
yes, best friends, I'm sure.
Well, they were... She gives you a look like, please stop interrupting me. But that's just her face around Conrad. And she's going to be like, well, they were saying that the whole reason this place is here is to punish Strahd. They said that They said there are 2 ways to get out of here, and it's either to go with them, but that could come at a terrible cost, or through some weird deals we'd have to make with them, or we alleviate the curse on Barovia, but in some way. And the reason there is a curse is because of Strahd. So if we want to leave, I'm assuming with our souls intact, we have to do something about him.
We have to kill the immortal devil. Wonderful.
They never said kill, just that there's a curse around him that we must lighten.
Well, no big deal, clearly. It'll be a piece of cake for such capable adventurers as us, yes.
It's not like we chose this, Conrad. We didn't have a chance to train before we arrived, and not all of us carry rapiers.
Well, he continues to drink his wine and kind of looks away very, very quickly.
So do we want to help this girl? See if that helps us.
Through this whole conversation, Kazir has been like balancing on the back 2 legs of the chair with his arms crossed, just sort of listening to everyone else's points.
Sevia is going to look at him as if like, are you going to back me up? Or...
After probably just slightly too long of a pause, he'll get back down onto the 4 legs and go, well, I'm a cleric. This is sort of what we do. If people need help, we help them.
Of course. So I think it's...
a respecting member of society, I would assume most people would be the same.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm sure all of us are very charitable people.
I help for payment.
That's fair. It's understandable.
Charity doesn't mean throwing your lives away, but I guess if this is the best option, I'll go with it.
Look, clearly, we are all in this together. So I'm assuming here and now is when we say that we're going to look out for one another and try to keep each other safe. Because that's what people do when they're in a group. Also, I'm so sorry for calling you all my friends. I know we've known each other for less than a day, but it just seemed... I was very concerned.
It's all...
Fine.
Yes, don't worry, Sevia. I'm sure everyone here is very useful, and we will, of course, all keep an eye out for each other.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, we need to stick together, because if all the creatures in this place are anything like those creatures we fought in that awful shadowy place full of hands, we need magic casters. It's not like we can split off. Half of them seem resistant to getting punched.
Well, I am, and Conrad like puts his empty glass stands up. I'm going to go and investigate this manor, because I honestly getting very tired of all the dust around here and the general gloomy disposition. And I think, even if we do not accept to do this task for this person, for Ismark, then I think it's still worth investigating what a more established place here looks like. And if not, at least just a little bit of information about the Strahd character. He just kind of like stands there at the table, who's like, well, that's where I'm going, so...
Well, I don't know if we all want to stop and sort of have a bit of a think about whether we want to help this person or not. And at the end of the day, it's up to each individual. But we should probably look at heading out tomorrow morning instead of heading out now. So maybe look at inquiring into some rooms here or a different place, if possible. So if you are going to go and have a chat to, over at the manor, you can come back and find us here.
Oh, okay. Well, of course then. I will, yes, have fun time then.
I feel like someone should go with him.
He kind of like grabs his stuff and kind of like just walks a little bit awkwardly out of
Beatrice drains her glass and stands up and says, "Somebody should stop him from being hurt," and follows.
Oh, thank goodness it didn't have to be me. I want to help this...
nods.
I want to help this poor girl, and I assume Conrad was actually going to ask if he would let us stay at the manor for tonight, because he's so concerned about a bath, because someone like Conrad has never been dirty in his life, but oh goodness. I'm glad we get to sit for a minute.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Laura.
So, Beatrice and Conrad, the two of you, I take it, make your way south to the mansion?
Excellent.
Yes.
When
Okay.
Beatrice kind of like comes out as well, like comes to Drone, it's like, excellent, Beatrice. Thank you. Fantastic. You're, of course, also interested in this potential lead, I see.
Yes. There is potential payment and there is potential pain. For you.
Precisely. And I must also say, Beatrice, I have some funds on me as well. So if I can rely on your keeping an eye out for me and, your potential cooperation in the future, I can certainly reimburse you.
I will think on it.
Good. Wander down by his directions.
Okay. So,
manor.
about 80 feet south of the town square, so about 120 feet south of the tavern, you start to hear a moaning sob floating through the still grey streets, colouring your thoughts with sadness. The sound floats from a dark 2-story townhouse to your left.
Kara pauses and looks around at the point. It's like, it's awfully dreary. Someone's not too happy.
No, it's a miserable place.
Understandable, yes, you're right. It's sort of, I suppose this is the general sort of wailing that most people who live here would be doing. Fair enough. Odd. Very odd. Oh, well, he said the manor wasn't too far. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you travel for another, it's about 100, 200, about 200 feet further south, and a weary-looking mansion which squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
All right, just off the top of your head, Beatrice, how would you describe this place? In a word.
In one word,
Yes.
terrifying.
That's fair. I would say yes. Definitely doesn't look like it looks like it's. Well, it definitely seems like it's had better days. That's for sure. I can understand why the obviously trying to stop any kind of attacks has not quite worked, considering the state of this place. Interesting. What do you make of those as well? And he points at the claw marks.
Would Beatrice know anything?
You could make me a perception check. Or I would allow a survival, alternatively.
Yeah,
Your
she's
choice.
great. You're good at hunting and all that, as evidenced by the deer, so I just assume you might have some idea.
16.
16. Okay, so you're able to discern that the tramped weeds are the result of a mixture of wolf paw prints and human footprints. But there seems to be something a bit off about the human footprints.
So Beatrice walks over and has a look at all the grass and then turns around to Conrad and says, well, This area seems to have been walked through by wolves, and there are human-like footprints as well. But it's not quite right.
Strange. I suppose there were wolves in the forest that we could hear when we were travelling here, so a little bit concerning to know that they clearly do not just stay in the forest. Although this place is a bit of a shithole, so it's understandable that they would get in here. Excellent. Well, I think we should both be on our guard as we approach this manor.
Yes, definitely.
He's like, you first, Beatrice. I will hold up the rear.
So Beatrice walks around towards. Beatrice decides to walk around the back to go through, go in the back entrance with a hand on the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah. Got his hand on the hilt of his
you do
rapier.
find it's almost like an old servant's entrance. And going to open it, you can't seem to open it. It seems to be blocked in some manner from the inside.
Well, we can't go in this way. You're gonna have to go in the front door.
Okay, well, I shall knock then, and you shall, again, as mentioned, potential backup, yes.
Yes.
Good, all right.
Go away!
I say, hello, we were talking with Ismark. Is that Ismark, or is that a woman? I can't... Hello? Or I don't know, sorry,
You lie. You lie. You are tricks of the devil.
I think you are the sister, possibly. Your brother is concerned about you, said we would discuss to help.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That's like a 5, I'm assuming. That's literally what I rolled! A persuasion check. So 7?
You are figments. You are servants of the devil. You will not have me.
Conrad turns around, looks at Beatrice, and just rolls his eyes. He's like, look, I've been called things like that before, but I assure you, it's not... We're not looking to kill you at this precise moment, so... Fret not!
Beatrice asks, do you know where your brother is?
I will not give you information. You dark spirits.
Okay, I'm going to assume that Ismark did not come straight here. Is Ismark in the house?
You will not tempt me to open this door.
Okay, well.
Raven is always here to assist.
Yes, that's it.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
I will say with advantage because of Conrad's.
Yes, precisely. There's a raven right out here.
And the use of that phrase.
Okay.
So roll twice, pick the highest one.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. Okay. So you hear silence before the moving of some sort of heavy object being dragged on the ground, like along the ground. Not overly heavy, but like maybe like a writing desk kind of thing.
Speaking of ravens, Conrad looks quite impressed at Beatrice.
Okay.
As we hear the door being opened.
And yeah, the door is opened, and you see a figure on the inside. The figure opening it is a young woman, long brown hair, somewhat tan complexion. Doesn't appear. Doesn't have an obvious familial resemblance to Ismark.
Comrade who was expecting a tiny little like weeping woman is like, oh.
She's not wearing the armor that she is in the image.
Yeah, but she still looks quite severe.
Yes. Come in. I'm sure my brother will be home shortly.
Of course. He will be expecting us after all.
Yes. I am sorry I did not believe you sooner. But, it has been troubling of late.
So we have heard. Oh. But we're here now. My name is Conrad, and of course well, not a raven, but similar appearance, woman's Beatrice. We're here to help.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Irina Kolyana.
Pleasure to meet you, Irina.
Okay, so entering the mansion, you see its interiors are well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay.
Conrad just surreptitiously covers his nose. He's like, oh. My condolences again. Ismark mentioned recent passing.
Yes, we have yet to be able to take him to the cemetery to be buried properly.
Understandable, given the circumstances. Well, if I may be so bold, I know it's a bit tough time for yourself and Ismark. What were the circumstances of your father's passing?
There have been wolves and other terrible creatures attacking the house night after night for weeks. My father's heart could not stand the constant assault, and 3 days ago he passed away from the stress.
I see. Again, very terrible. It must have been a very stressful time for you all.
Yes. It truly has been.
Well, as Beatrice and I have heard, apparently you're being pursued by a particular unkillable master of the lands here.
The devil has some obsession with me. I do not understand it. But Ismark has been talking about taking me to some other village, but I cannot leave my father unburied.
Well, I'm certain that you don't. I'm not seeing any servants here, so I suppose it's all up to you to do the burial.
Yes, it is. Father Donovich is the one who oversees the burials here in our village. But we must first get his body to the cemetery to be buried.
Well, your brother looked like he could do some kind of. Yes, it says that is a big coffin, is all I'm saying.
It takes more than one person to lift a coffin.
Well, yes, certainly does, as long as the body's intact. Yes. Well, I'm sure we can see what we can do if your family requires assistance. Yes. So, as like the burgomaster, has your family? Well, I suppose you're the recently deceased one. Has your family sort of held any sway over this town, or sort of an inherited title only?
It is. I'm genuinely not sure how the title of a burgomaster tends to be passed.
So it's basically
down.
like a mayor, kind of.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm under the it's
a
just
magistrate.
it's just a mayor.
Yeah.
It is a voted position. My father's replacement will be chosen in due time. But as I said, it has been 3 days.
Chosen. I see. Yes. I know how that is.
It has been 3 days, and the process has not yet had the chance to begin.
Understandable. Democracy takes some time. Interesting. We clearly have much to speak of.
Yes.
Is there no one in the village that can help you?
None who are willing. We are a simple village of simple folk, and the only people who are willing to brave the wilds outside of the village are the Mointir, and they are not keen to openly provoke Strahd's wrath, which many of those who are present here think that are apparently concerned that moving me would be.
Well, I suppose it all does sound quite dangerous. He kind of like raises his eyebrows and looks at like kind of like a side eye at Beatrice. I'm certain with some planning it is possible. Although I suppose your family must truly be desperate. I mean, your brother did sort of approach us randomly in a tavern, so I can believe, I suppose, in a sense, that your other attempts have been exhausted, or other avenues have been exhausted.
Yes. If you're worried about payment, I'm sure my brother can organize something.
Well, yes. I mean, Beatrice is interested in payment, and she is quite capable. She slayed a deer on the way here. I was pretty good at skinning a rabbit, actually. But yes, I'm sure we can. I'm sure that will be it will assist in enlisting some help from others potentially. What do you say, Beatrice? Does that sound quite good? A bit of payment and all that?
I'm curious about the creatures that have been attacking your
yes.
house.
Well, that, yes.
You say wolves and other things. Do you know what the other creatures are?
Strange, twisted humans, but the life in them seems to have been stripped away. Some of them, their flesh is rotting from their very bones.
Personally, not a fan of the sound of that. Very harrowing, it sounds like.
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
Oh. In what ways have you been keeping them off? Is fire or fighting them?
Fire helps somewhat. In the early days, guards were able to keep them at bay, but Strahd just sent more and more until the guards were overwhelmed. Ismark has some ability to fight them off, but yes.
Okay. Excellent. Very helpful information, isn't it, Beatrice? Yes.
Yes.
And meanwhile, back at the tavern, Fall, Sevia, Kazir, what are you three doing?
Kazir has finished his glass of wine and has moved on to whatever is on tap. If there's a nice little, like a pale ale or something.
There is only wine.
No.
We still have like 7 jugs.
Yeah, Conrad bought like 10 of them.
Well, in that case, I guess he'll just pour himself another one and just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's waiting for someone else to make a decision on what to do.
Fall is looking kind of just like sitting huddled up, looking like quite upset and just like fiddling with like a little woven bracelet. Yeah, looking quite distressed.
You seem
Sevia?
stressed.
Like I said that in the description. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good observation. Sevia is like twiddling. This is maybe the worst combo of people to stay together because we're all just like waiting for everyone else to make a decision.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the mercantile across the street. If you're looking.
Oh
for
yeah,
something to do.
no, Kazir like keeps looking out at the mercantile every now and then. He's like, they're going there before it closes.
I think Sevia is going to be like, well, they've been gone a while. Do we want to assume it worked? Like that they've discussed it and maybe we're doing this?
Well, I mean, probably. I have a feeling that they would just go and make a decision. So,
Okay. Well, we told them to meet us back here when they were done to discuss where we were staying for the night. So, but I can't keep sitting here. Maybe if we stay nearby, is there anything? Are there any stores we want to go to?
well, I've seen one, which kind of looked a little drab, but might be good to go into. We could go and have a look. Actually, I think it's just across the road. It's the Builder's Mercantile place, I think it was called. I don't know. The sign was kind of faded. I might be reading it wrong, but we can go check that out.
Maybe they sell.
Something to do.
Maybe they sell jackets or blankets full. We could be warm tonight.
Yes, that is a nice idea. That would be good.
Let's do that. Yes. And she's going to stand up, but then still wait for someone else to start walking.
Kazir will stand and start slowly walking out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she's going to wait for Fall, and then as we leave, she's going to wave at the 3 ladies.
They give a set of coy waves back.
Cool. She's going to scurry out with her little sketchbook.
Fall would just say like, sorry, just one moment. I'll be with you in a second. and Fall is going to pause for a moment and then head over to look at the three ladies, think for a moment, and then head over to the bartender.
Yeah.
Okay. Fall's going to be like, right, Arik, was it? I overheard a thing or two about some people talking very loudly about you right in front of you, which was wonderful. I know. I just wanted to tell you that people can be awful to people who are different, so just hang in there, all right? And then they kind of that was awkward, and then they were going to leave. Does Arik say anything, actually?
No, you notice throughout that entire exchange, he just continued to clean the same glasses he's been cleaning this entire time.
Okay. Fall's just nod, and then it will leave the tavern.
Okay.
And catch up with the others.
So, going across to the mercantile, you see behind the counter is a human man, kind of a rotund-looking fellow. Hello. No, that is not the accent he has. Hello. How can I help you? I am Bildreth, and this is my mercantile.
Hello. We were wondering if you have any supplies for some lost travelers? Any warm clothing, food?
Of course. What were you looking for? Warm clothing?
Warm clothing, pillows, blankets, tents, healing potions, anything and rations, anything and everything, really.
So, yes, I have some travel clothes. A set of standard travel clothes for 5 gold. I have a few of those, or a couple of those. Who is needing the clothes?
Sevia's not going to spend that much money on something.
Fall, you mostly seem like you need a...
Oh no, traveler's clothes, sorry, 20 gold. Yeah.
That was jacked up.
I have our blankets are 5 gold a piece.
Right.
If you need
I've never missed Ross more than in this moment.
If you need a backpack, it is 20 gold. Tent, if that is how you would prefer to spend your night. A 2-person tent is 20 gold.
Okay. Well.
Bedroll is 10 gold.
The thing is, I only have 15 gold on me. Is there anything we can do? I'm so vulnerable to the cold, you see. I might catch a cold and die.
I'm afraid that if you want something badly enough, you'll pay for it.
I'll address the elephant in the room. I haven't been here before, but I've been to a few different towns. Is there a particular reason you're charging so much?
I charge I charge what I want.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. You're one of those ones.
Sevia has many thoughts and she's going to keep them to herself. But she has many thoughts.
Excuse me, sir, do you care about the community?
I care about my wallet.
So you say there was an orphan child on the streets. You would not care whether they lived or died.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh.
There is much
Say that
suffering in Barovia. What is...
Say that they were your own child.
They should be so lucky if they are suffering on the streets. There is no mercy in Barovia.
Paul just kind of looks to the others like, whoa, all right. This strategy isn't going to work around against this jerk.
It says right here in the module, he never bargains. Since, as he says, if you want it badly enough, you'll pay for it.
Gosh.
He doesn't
alright.
bargain, but do you do trades?
What do you
Things
have?
other than coin?
What do you have on you? He looks you up and down, like making note of the fact that you don't have any like sort of obvious things that you could sell. What do you have on you?
She's got two very valuable things on her, but she's not gonna fucking mention those, is she?
I have a candle.
I have enough candles.
I've got something for you.
And
She's going to pull out her quarterstaff. She's going to say, "This is beyond value you can imagine, as this is from another world. Carved in the finest woodworkers of Dorum on the world of Fierlor. Not many people would have this."
He looks it over. He goes, I can give you 2 copper for it.
2 copper? Cost me more than that. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. If it can cost me 2 silver, I'm like,
Is there anywhere I can stealth in this store?
You can certainly try.
Alright.
Can me causing a scene give full advantage?
Yes.
Okay, so Fall gets advantage because
Alright.
Sevia is gonna make a scene.
How are you
About this-
making a scene?
She's gonna get real mad about you disrespecting the quality, the workmanship of the creators of Fierlor. How dare you? My father had that made for me. and
Periwinkle. And you see this young man come out is he in armor?
And I rolled a 17 for stealth.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to keep kind of to the shadows.
Steal that
And
shit.
yeah, you see this young man in studded leather armor, with a spear in hand. Yes, uncle.
This preposterous! How dare you pull a weapon on someone like me? I am only small. Fight me
Shut-
yourself, sir.
He comes. roll for initiative, everyone.
Initiative? Can't I roll intimidation at least? First?
Okay, roll intimidation. Roll intimidation. But we'll also roll. For
Oh,
initi-
that was a bad roll. Intimidation was a 12. I'm gonna go back to my good rolling dice and roll initiative. Sorry, everyone. That's an 18 for my initiative.
18. I'm gonna need Fall and Kazir to roll for initiative as well.
I got a
has
nut.
already rolled. I got a 3.
So what,
I got a
what was
19.
yours again, Sevia? 18?
Mhm.
Kazir's was
3.
3 and Fall's was
19.
9.
While trying to steal
Yeah, I'm just
Like
gonna
it.
steal shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a character that's super anxious and never wants to get involved in anything.
Paul is having a bad influence.
Yeah.
So, Fall, you want initiative, so what do you want to do?
I'm gonna see how much I can steal. Stealthily.
Okay.
I'm gonna shove some blankets in my pants.
So most stuff is behind the counter, so you're gonna have
What?
to first...
I was thinking clothing rags.
No, that's not how this store works.
I mean, that's fair. He would be very protective.
So you're gonna need to give me another stealth check to try to get...
At least that will get me behind him anyway. That's a 14.
14. He gets... That's a natural 17. Which is a flat 17. So yeah, he catches, he sees you,
Okay.
does Periwinkle though? Does Periwinkle see you? Periwinkle also sees you,
Well, I tried.
and Sevia, what do you want to
Okay.
do?
Sevia did not expect things to escalate this quickly.
Nor did I, the dungeon master.
This is what happens when a very in-charge person plays a not in-charge character. So she is going to how close is she to both within melee range?
It's not a very big place, so you could get within melee range.
Okay, I want to. I know I just told the shopkeep fight me yourself, you coward. But I'm gonna go for Periwinkle.
Okay.
So I'm gonna step closer to him because. Did you say he was in metal armor or leather armor?
Leather.
Fuck. Well, he's holding a spear, so she's gonna use Shocking Grasp.
Yeah.
Because she's like, well, we're here now, so I need to make a melee spell attack.
Yeah. It is a wooden spear. It's not a metal one. So.
What? How dare you? Well,
It's a simple village. He's not just gonna be carrying around a metal spear.
well, too bad that was a 21.
21. That'll hit.
So, lightning springs from my hand to deliver a shock to a creature.
Okay.
I have advantage on the attack if the target is wearing non-native metal. On a hit, they take 1d8 lightning damage and cannot take reactions until the start of the next turn.
All right. What damage are you taking?
Let me get my d. Wait, that's not my d8. It's taking 5 damage.
All right.
And he can't react to anything. And Sevia did let out like a ah when she did it.
Okay. Next is his go. Ooh. Yeah. So he is going to. He gets. Ooh. Yeah. I think he can pretty easily get to a point where he can.
Kill us?
Where he can attack both Sevia and Fall. So he's gonna do one attack on Sevia. That's a 9 to hit, so that
9?
probably misses.
Yes,
Yes.
thank God.
And then 2 against
She dodges out of her way, out of the way
Fall,
with like a
who
scream.
Fall was technically crouching.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's technically prone. I'm not. So
Yeah,
it'll
probably
just
be
be
ready.
it'll just be standard. So that one's cocked. The other one. So the lower one is an 11,
That doesn't hit.
and the other is a 21.
Yeah. I've still got damage from sticking my hand in the fire last session.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that. So
go for it.
Yeah, so he thrusts the spear with both hands towards you.
He's trying to stab
You
me.
you manage to dodge out of the way initially, but then the second strike gets you in the shoulder, and you
Jesus.
take 15 points of piercing damage.
What the fuck? He's actually stabbed me. I'm nearly unconscious.
I'm so
I have a
sorry.
gaping hole in my shoulder.
I'm so sorry.
Fall is like screams.
Then it is Bildris' go. And he's simply going to get a club from under his bench and say, I think you'll need to get out of my store now. And he's going to hold his action. Kazir, what are you going to do?
What the fuck? I have no idea what just happened. And I am so sorry that we just came into your shop like that. I didn't know that was gonna happen. We're leaving right now. And I reach into a pocket, I pull out my entire coin pouch, I drop it on the counter, and then I look at both of my colleagues pointedly and aggressively.
Sevia's gonna say, I am so sorry, and then she is going to leave.
Fall's just got his hands up and is going to try to awkwardly get his way up again. And just be like, turn to them and be like, you are despicable people, and leave.
Okay, you leave. Yeah, one by one you all leave, and I think that's where we're gonna call it for this episode.
Guys, what the hell?
Oh my god.
I was just trying to intimidate. I wasn't trying to
Instantly start attacking them. Oh my gosh.
The bastard! You can steal from him.
Oh wow.
I wanted to.
It's so bad. What level was that guy?
I can't believe the first fight of the actual campaign is just Sevia getting angry and making everyone fight.
And Fall trying to steal shit. And so the store owner's nephew stabs them in the shoulder.
Yes.
This bodes incredibly well for the campaign to follow. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Thank you for
Thank you
listening.
for
Thank you for watching.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sorry, Kazir. Thanks for listening.
Have a great week, guys.
See ya.
See you next time.
Yeah.